everybody, it's me, Shawl360, and I'm wearing, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm wearing Shawl colors today because it is a special day. Today we have Key's Bad Love album. It finally came in the mail. I haven't ordered any more K-pop recently, so I know I was going to order aespa and Ehai's album. I haven't done it yet just because I've got other things going on right now. But Key is a part of SHINee. SHINee's my bias group, so I felt an obligation to buy Key's album. I have purchased it. So now we're going to look at what came in the mail. So I have all the posters here. I got the posters because I really liked the concept. I thought the posters would be cool. I haven't bought posters for SHINee in a really long time. I don't think I got any of the posters for Taemin's albums when they came out. I didn't get any of the posters for Don't Call Me or Atlantis. But like I said, I really like this concept, so I decided to get the posters. So this is the first poster here, which is cool. It's the Bad Love theme.
Ooh.
Yeah, the concept is kind of a 60s Barbarella,
Space James
like
Bond.
retro space concept. So that was the first one. And then this is the one that I thought was like really, really pretty. This one right here. These posters are freaking enormous. They're so big. I love this poster. I think this poster is wonderful. Let's see, what's the next poster here? This poster. Look how gorgeous this poster is, guys. This poster is so pretty. Oh my goodness. And then the last poster, I have it upside down apparently. These posters are massive. This poster. I really like this poster too. I think this poster is really cool, guys. So yeah, those are all the posters that I got. I think there was only one poster for the C version, but I could be wrong because there's two versions of the C version. So there might have been two posters, but I only got the one poster. Yeah, they are some really great close-ups. So those are all the posters. I don't know if I'm going to hang any of them. It's been a long time since I've hung any posters. The last posters I hung the poster for... No, Red Summer. I hung the poster for Red Summer, and I hung the poster for SHINee World 5. And those are the last SHINee posters that I've hung. I haven't hung any SHINee posters recently. Hi, Alex Briggs. Hi, UL. Sorry, I was going to say Yuli, but it's UL. Okay, so now let's talk albums. I bought one of each, but I am going to go back and buy some more. Because Photo Book C has two versions. I only got one. And then version A is in this really nice packaging that I'm afraid to open. So I need to buy another one so that I can have one that's open and one that's closed. So this is the A version, which is such cool packaging because it's literally like when you go into a store and you buy like an action figure. Back in the day, it used to have like this cardboard mat and then this piece of plastic, and the action figure would be in the plastic. It's literally that. It's literally that. And then the gun is kind of hollow, which I think the light kind of is catching it, so you can see it's like a hollow silver. I think this is freaking adorable. And then you can see the track list is in the back. This concept is killing me. It's so good. It even has a little punch out so you could hang it on like a store fob. This concept is killing me. I have to have another one of these. I almost don't want to open this right now in case it's hard to get another one, but I also want to open it right away. Like, I'm so torn. Should we open it? Let's see what the other versions look like. Okay. And then the next version is this, which is the box version. There's only one version. There's only one version of the box version. So this reminds me of Joquan's first solo album with JYP, I'm the One, because it has that same kind of box packaging, and it looks kind of like it's almost like it's a comic book, like the way the little byline is on here. It almost looks like a comic book. And then on the back, it's got the track listing with all the different character profiles, track listing, and then key right there. And then the side has got the track listing too, and all the little characters. And then the other side, you have key. This version, I wanted to get more than one, but I'm debating whether or not that's something I really want to do, because this version comes with trading cards, not photo cards, trading cards. And there's 3 different packs of trading cards. So I thought about getting more than one of these, but again, I'm not really buying K-pop right now, so that's going to have to wait until I make up my mind on what I want to do. And then this one, this is version C. There's 2 different covers of this one. There's this cover here, and then there's a cover that is like the last poster I showed you, the blue poster with the blonde bangs and then long blonde in the back. So this is the front of this version, and then there's the track list in the back. So that's this one. And then the last version is this one, version D. This is the cassette tape. And so this one I'm really excited to get. It's got the old Comca sticker. That's so cool. Because, you know, they changed the Comca sticker. So the new Comca sticker, if you aren't aware, looks like this. It's this yellow and orange. It says Comca. It's got like a little music note in the middle. Hey, Meg. And the old Comca sticker was this kind of hollow foil one. So it's kind of cool that the cassette tape has the old Comca sticker and everything else has the new Comca sticker. Wait a second. Did I check to see if version 1 has the old Comca sticker? Version 1 has the new Comca sticker. Yeah, it's got the new Comca sticker. And then this version I already showed you. And then this one, the Comca sticker is on the bottom. So yeah, buying one more copy of this one for sure, because I need the other cover. And buying one more copy of this one because this packaging is everything. And I'm devastated that I'm going to have to ruin it. So I guess I should talk to you about how I feel about the album. Should I open this, guys? I'm so torn. I kind of don't want to open this until I have another. You know what? I'm not going to open this. I don't want to open this. I'm going to wait until I buy a second copy of this one. Because if I can't get a second copy, I'm going to be really mad that I opened this. So I'm going to wait to open this until I have a second copy. Because I just find it too precious. I don't know if it's... Okay, so I'm not sure if it's limited because when it comes to SM, practically everything is limited. SHINee is not one of those groups where they usually sell like 100,000 copies right out the gate. And with this particular album, because there's like 5 different versions, I feel like I'm worried about them not reprinting certain versions. Like I feel like if SM was to print another version of this album, this is the one they would reprint, because this one is basically a magazine with like a CD in it. This is a really easy reprint to do. Whereas this right here, this takes a little bit more thought. This is a little bit different. And so I feel like if they were to do a second pressing, this one might not be on the table. This box might not be on the table. And there's a good chance they're not going to do any more presses of the cassette tape, because One of One, they haven't done a reprint of the cassette tape. I think they did like one more press of One of One not that long ago. But yeah, so that's why I just don't want to fuck this up, guys. I think I'm going to wait until I get another copy of it. And Meg, I saw what you said about cutting along the perforated line. I have a box cutter. I think I'll do that when I get my second copy, but I think I'm going to leave this one completely unmolested for now, because I just fucking love this. I love this so much. It's a little bent up. That's the only thing that I will say that's kind of makes me sad, is that there's a little crease right here where this got bent up in the box when it was sent. Not my favorite thing in the world, but what can you do? The cassette, I wish that the cassette was in color. Like that's the only negative I could say. Like the cassette is black and white, as you can see. And I don't think it's because they picked the cheap option, but like the boxy this version right here, you can tell the gun is like hollow or reflective. This gun is not reflective. It's literally just black and white. And so I kind of wish they had opted to do a little something more fun with that instead of just leaving it black and white. But That's fine. The only other shiny cassettes I have the cassette for One of One. Um, and I don't know if any other shiny albums have had cassettes. And I don't have any Kinos for any other shiny albums except for Key's repack for I Wanna Be. I have the Kino for that one. But that's the only Kino I have. I thought about getting Jonghyun's Kinos, but by the time I thought about doing it, they were so expensive that I'm like, yeah, why even bother? And then I didn't collect Taemin's Kinos because I didn't feel like the content was different enough. But the Wannabe Kinos had like special photo cards, so that's why I got that. All right, so I'm opening this up here. This cassette is very, very basic. So this is the front of the cassette. This is side A. This is side B. It says Key, the first mini album, because his first album was actually a full album plus a repack. And it's printed black and white all the way through. Yeah, so this is the inside of it. Now, don't get me wrong. The black and white is not necessarily a bad thing. It gives you a very kind of Ed Wood, pulpy, noir kind of feeling, that aesthetic. So it's not terrible, but I don't know. I just like color, and it's a very colorful concept, so I would have appreciated some color. But yeah, this is very much kind of pulp horror, 60s kind of B-movie vibes, and so it matches. The paper's not particularly thick either, which is not a big deal. I do like the fact that I'm looking at this now, all the lyrics are printed on here, so that's pretty cool if you wanted to read all the lyrics. Helium is completely in English, so if you wanted to, sing along, go ahead and look at the lyrics in here. There they are. Helium is Mason's favorite song on the album. I don't know what my favorite song on the album is. I really like the album as a whole. I don't feel like any one song stands out to me. I thought I was going to have a more emotional response to 18 the first time I heard it because, I don't know. I thought I was going to have a more emotional response to 18 just because I feel like I tend to be more sentimental about like that period in time when you go from being a child to an adult, because my daughter is getting close to that place in life. But I don't know. I just thought it was pleasant. That's how I felt. I felt like it was pleasant. I think Key's voice is really strong on this album. I am always stunned by how much growth he continues to display when it comes to his vocal offerings. But I didn't like Bad Love the first time I heard it. Okay. I know you're mad at me. I know you're mad at me. I know it sounds bad. But the reason I did not necessarily like Bad Love the first time I heard it was not because of the music. I like the music. As you guys know, big proponent of that whole like 80s synth sound, like The Weeknd's Blinding Lights, that kind of thing. I Can't Stop Me by 12. I really love that sound. I love that sound a lot. Key sings the entire song with a full chest voice, and I think it felt a little loud to me. So I like the chorus a lot. I like the don't need that kind of love no more. I like that part a whole bunch. But the verses felt very loud and kind of attacking to me, which is not really the vibe I like. I like a little bit more vocal texture. I like a little bit more like faint sounds, louder sounds, in betweens. And I felt like Bad Love was just a little too much chest voice the entire time. But I'm proud of him for being able to sing with a chest voice for that long. Like that's an amazing feat. Also, thank you. Also, congratulations to Key for your first win as a solo. And also the fact that it meant something to him. I know sometimes I think I forget that these things mean something to Key because he has so much going on and he seems like such a cool character that it's hard to sometimes reconcile his kind of cool public persona with somebody being incredibly emotional. And he was really emotional about his first win. Like, he was in the vehicle crying because he's like, oh my gosh. And so I very much was like, wow, this meant a lot to him for him to win as a solo. And I don't know. I mean, I've always known Key can be emotional. Back when Jonghyun was still alive, he and Key were kind of the crying twins. But in recent years, I feel like Key has kind of kept a cooler head. I can't remember the last time I saw Key cry about anything. Like, I'm thinking about it now. I haven't seen Key cry in years, I feel like. And so for him to cry over his first win, it was a reminder that, like, even though things change, some things don't change, you know? So this is the poster that came inside of the box version. It's got the track list right there. And then underneath it starts with the lyrics. So this is like a lyrics poster. I like this. I wish that this was what was inside the cassette in terms of the color, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm not mad. And like I said, that kind of black and white B-movie vibe is fine with me. I just would have preferred color because I like color. There's another poster in here, it looks like. Yes, there was another poster inside this box. This poster right here. This poster is gorgeous. I wish this was actually one of the bigger posters. This is really, really nice. This is really nice. Like, it's printed matte. It's super crystal clear. This is nice. I'm not going to hang this up, though, because it's part of my album, so it stays in the album. I'm one of those people that when you put posters in the album, you might as well tell me you can never hang this up, because I'm never going to do it. I'm just never going to do it. And then you have these big postcards here. They have characters on the back and then a scene in the front. So the first one we have, and this is, again, we're talking about the box version. This is the front of this postcard, and then this is the back. This should have been a poster. I'm sorry, Key. I love you. I love you very, very much. I still think the posters you included were very, very gorgeous. But this right here would be a perfect poster. Like, this would be, I would hang this up because this looks like pop art to me. I love this look. I like the pink. I like the yellow. I love this. I'm sorry, I digress. Let's keep going. The next one we have is this one here, which is him in the same chair. And then this, again, either one of these images would be great posters. I think I prefer this one a little bit more, but either one of these, great posters. I would appreciate it. Next, we have this right here, which is him in the chair some more. And then the picture in the back. I like this one too, but I would have made him bigger instead of as small as he looks. Next, we have this one. Now, this one actually is a poster. This is a beautiful poster. I like this poster a lot. And then this is the back of that card. And then the last one we have here is this one, where he's kind of being held hostage. And then here's the back. So those were the big postcards that came in the box version. And then next we have this booklet that has the CD in it. Yeah, so the CD is in the back of this big booklet here. It's a pretty thick little booklet. I'm not a fan of the way this gap looks. It makes me feel like maybe there should have been more than two staples put in the binding. There's a staple right here, and there's a staple right here, but it feels like it wasn't folded well. So yeah, this is the inside of that where it was, oh, there's 3 staples in there. Okay. But yeah, it's basically all of the images that we saw for the teaser pictures is all on the same set, which I have to say, a lot of people were complaining about, oh my goodness, SM did so much for Key. Why don't they do this much stuff for NCT? It's not fair. SHINee gets all the best things. If you pay close attention to this booklet, it's the same set. It's like 50,000 pictures of the same set. Okay, You know, NCT could pick a really interesting set and take 1,000 pictures there too. Like, that's literally what it is. It's Key and 3 people in monster suits, maybe 2 people in monster suits, because maybe the little baby character is just like a static character. But it's Key and 2 people in monster suits on one soundstage taking photographs. It's not that big a deal, guys. He did not break the bank with his budget. It's just that he took what little they gave him and said, call up the graphics department. I have ideas, and let's just do as much as we can with the budget that SM has given me. That, and he probably told SM there's like some really crazy shawls who are willing to buy several copies of my album, so you'll make your money back. And then this is the packet I got. Now, quick question. I haven't watched any unboxings of this album because I wanted to be surprised, but I did see in the details before I bought this that there's 3 versions of this. And I want to know, in case anybody's been studying the unboxings, are the same cards in every card pack? So like, if you get this monster on the front of your card pack, because each card pack has a different character in front. If you get this monster on your card pack, will you have the same cards as if somebody else had this monster on their card pack? Because if it's the same cards, there's no need for me to open this because everybody knows what cards come in there. Okay, so Meg's saying that hers were different. All right, so let's open this then if they're actually different. Also, always be plugging. I got the purple pack and the yellow pack and the cards were different. Okay, so did you get 2 of the same pack? And were the cards the same in the same pack? That's what I'm asking about. So like, if you got this pack, if you got 2 of these, would the cards be the same? Because those are the cards that come with this pack. Because I really don't want to open this if the cards are the same in this pack. So like, does the monster pack come with 3 cards and it's always the same 3 cards in every monster pack? Okay, so Maria's saying yes. So if you get this pack, it's got a certain set of cards in it. So if that's the case, there's no need to open this because I'm not going to put it in a binder. I have no intentions of taking this and putting this in a binder. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, I'm not going to open it. But that was fun. I appreciate Key. So that's one more thing I didn't open. Okay, so if you have the blue pack, the blue pack would be the same. All right, cool. So that is another thing that I'm not opening. Yay! So we didn't open version A. We're not opening the card pack. I'm giving you all of nothing, guys. The content you're seeing, it's outstanding. Always be plugging. While I'm here, I need to talk to you guys about me and Mason. We did a vlog about the BL Light on Me. If you watch BLs, Light on Me was a Korean BL that came out this year. It's actually pretty decent. It's actually pretty decent. I did not think it would be because the Korean BLs have been letting us down, but this one was actually pretty decent. It was interesting too because it was a love triangle, and I feel like it deep faked me at first. Like it made me think that one character wasn't really interested, but it turns out they were. And so it had a very cool resolution. It had a resolution I could agree with, I would say. So yeah, if you're interested in watching BL, we did a review of Light on Me. We talked about a few more things besides just that. And it's on Mason's channel, which is BL_Kiki. So go take a look see. Okay. So now we've opened this version here, and right away there is a poster. So let's go ahead and see what this poster is doing. Okay, so this poster is basically the cover. Like, yeah, basically the cover, except for it doesn't have the planet and the bad love in the back, which, oh, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty, but I kind of like the planet and the bad love in the back. I think it adds a little something interesting context-wise. So, and then it's got the CD flaps because SM doesn't care about us. Let's see what else we have in here. We have, looks like a postcard. This is the postcard that came with my version, so everything matches. Everything's green jackets. And then we have a lyrics poster. And this lyrics poster, it's the same concept. It's the same kind of green jacket, lyrics, track listing. The back has got the green jacket, and then this blonde character here. Okay, so I've watched the Bad Love video a couple of times, and there is a concept in this photo book. Oh, photo card. This is the photo card that came with this version. Look at his hair. It's so pretty. Look at his makeup. It's so pretty. And then that's the back. So I've watched the video a couple of times. I don't recall seeing anything with this concept. Was this concept only for this particular photo book? I'm not complaining. I'm not upset. I'm just asking because I think this concept is gorgeous. I think Key's skin looks amazing. I think his eye makeup on this is beautiful. I realize that I am in a minority when it comes to people who like this look, but oh my gosh, look how pretty he is. Like, in the past, people have joked about how him and Taeyeon look alike. This picture, I see it. I absolutely see it in this picture. It's just such a neat thing for him to do because I like to see him play with his look. He doesn't do, even though Key has kind of androgynous features in his face, he doesn't really do androgynous concepts. So I find this to be really beautiful. Also, like, he's showing a little skin here. Do you see a little actual skin seeping through? Interesting. Also, again, we're talking about, oh wow, SM gives Key all the budget. Literally like aluminum foil walls, guys. Aluminum foils with a blue light. That's all it is. He's not sporting the biggest concept, the biggest budget in the world. And then, like, I'm sure they put, like, some things from the hardware store and a little, like, tacky eyelash glue and glued it to his side and said, look, embellishments. So, yeah. And then this jacket reminds me a lot of the jacket from the Face album. Apparently, Key's got a thing for puffer jackets, which good for him. But that's what it's giving me the vibes of. Oh my gosh, he looks so pretty! He looks so pretty! Oh my gosh. I really love this concept. I wish that this particular makeup was the makeup for the poster instead of the pale lips. I really, really like this. He's so pretty. I can see why he doesn't do a lot of androgynous concepts because I think it would almost be too much. Almost be too much. Like, I think he's like, I'm already pretty enough. I don't need y'all commenting anymore about how pretty I am. And then back to this. Oh, and this has sticker pages. So this has stickers, but instead of the stickers being a separate sheet, they're actual pages in the photo book, which means I will never use these stickers. I will, now that, since it's a part of it, like, not that I was thinking about using them, but I absolutely will not be using them now because they're literally a part of the photo book. And then he's got, like, they really did. Girl, listen, I cannot believe that you use the stickers. I could never. You are a brave soul. I would have to have, like, a throwaway copy of this in order to convince myself to use the stickers. Like, I'd have to have a copy that, like, got destroyed on the outside. I'm like, well, since the outside is destroyed, I'm just going to go ahead and use the stickers. Like, other than that, never, never, never. Not no how, not no way. And then this is the final picture in the photo book. So this photo book is very small. This photo book is smaller than the photo book in the box version. Well, I got about of them, so I figured, and you can't see the used stickers on the inside. No, you can't tell. But it's just, I don't know. I'm such a completionist when it comes to these kind of things. Like, if I cannot use it, then I'm not going to, which I'm sure is a waste. I'm probably being very wasteful, but I just really hate to use stickers and little tchotchke things that come with stuff. Like, I think my Gary Boy album came with a keychain that was attached to the outside. My really big Gary Boy album, haven't ever used that keychain. It's still taped to the outside of that thing. Hello, F a sticker. I can't stand them in albums. I agree, Alex. I'm not a big fan of stickers. I don't want to use them. I don't want to use them. I don't use stickers that are in albums. I don't use posters that are in albums. I don't use any of the things that come in albums. So Ileana says she's waiting for her copies. Aw, I'm sorry, girl. I hope they come soon. So let's talk about the track list because Mason is desperate for me to talk about Helium. I like Hate That. I thought Hate That was a good song. It was definitely very mellow, but I love the lyrics. I love the lyrics. You know, like, I hate that you're happy. Because honestly, some of us are petty. You know, I know that there's some people that they get out of relationships, and if the relationship wasn't benefiting them, they're like, you know what? I've moved on. You've moved on. I hope you're doing well. A lot of people take a very Adele-esque vibe to things. I'm not that way. I'm petty as shit. When Adele did that whole 25 album talking about, you know, say hello to your new lover and hello, it's me. I was wondering if you'd like to meet. No, no. The only time I want to meet my ex-lover is if I am dripping in the finest of finery, if my hair is laid, if my skin is clear, if I'm clutching a beautiful big bag. Like, I don't want my ex to ever see me looking bad. I don't ever want my ex to see me struggling. I want to see them struggle, but I don't want them to see me. And if they see me looking tore down and they're standing there with a new piece and that new piece is looking like 24 karat magic and I'm looking like 24 karat dust, that's not going to make me happy. I need them to know that I'm doing well without them, and I need to know that they're doing shit without me because it confirms my already internal belief that I was the best thing to ever happen to them. I'm so sorry. I know that is a petty perspective to take, but some of us are like that. Especially, like, it's even worse when the person that you were with moves on and they're happier than you've ever seen them and you are alone. Now, not saying that you being alone is any indication that you were the bad guy in the relationship. Far from it. But it's like, at the same time, I'm so sorry, but I need us to be on equal footing. And right now, you being in the best relationship you've ever had and me being alone doesn't put us on equal footing unless I happen to be alone but surrounded by people who want to fuck me. That's a totally different scenario. If you run into me at the club and I've got, you know, one man in the front, one man in the back, and you're there with your girlfriend, that's totally different. But yeah, I don't want to be looking miserable while you're there with your new piece. Fuck that. So I really dig the lyrical message of hate that. So appreciate that. I liked Yellow Tape. I thought it sounded good. I'm having a hard time remembering a lot about Yellow Tape, but I remember thinking that that was a good song. Helium. Helium is definitely a song for people who enjoy recreational drug use. I was listening to it and I'm like, I'm just not in the headspace to appreciate this because I was listening to it like in the morning on my way to work, and I'm like, this is not a song for people who are going to their day job. This is a song for like the nighttime, for the smoke time, for the dropping acid time. It's not a song for the work week. And so I think I had a hard time appreciating it for what it is. Saturday Night, that's a good song. I'm glad that's somebody's favorite. And then 18, like I said, I expected to feel a little bit more sentimental over 18, but I really didn't. But overall, I think it's a good mini. I think that coming back with a mini instead of a full album was a great idea. I'm looking forward to see if he's coming out with something in Japan because when he did his album, he also did a Japanese mini. So I'd be cool if he did something in Japan. I would buy. But yeah, I think that this was a good album. I think this was a good album. I had a good time with it. I really, more than liking the album audio wise, I just really enjoyed the concept. I enjoyed the video for Bad Love. I feel like this mini album had a definite theme to it, and I feel like the theme of this mini album was like just trying to work out your past feelings, like working out emotions you have about people you left behind, working out emotions about places you've been in the past that you don't ever want to be in again. And I appreciate that. mean it like that, even though I know it comes across like that. But like seriously, Helium, have y'all heard Helium? Helium sounds like one of those songs that you play if you just like have nowhere to be right now other than like laid out in your room watching your LED lights change colors. So I think it's great, but it's not my vibe. Also, let's talk about stuff that Key's been doing. Key did the sketchbook show, and he did a cover of Lizzo's Juice. uh, he did a cover of Lizzo's Juice, and he didn't change any pronouns, which was great because there are lyrics talking about your man is in my DMs. And so I'm like, all right, okay. He also did this one show where it's kind of like the 5 real and 1 fake type thing. And he pretended to be a Key stan with 4 other girls. And so like they're in the chat room for an hour chatting about, oh, isn't Key hot? And he's my fave and he's so cute and all this stuff. And he had to act like he was a Key stan in order to not get kicked out of the chat. And he ended up making it to the end. And then they took away the dividers and like, oh my God, it actually is Key. And I love the fact that these were real fans because they had real reactions. The one girl, when they pulled the partition apart and she realized she was sitting next to Key, ran across the room. Like she like got up and proceeded to sprint. And that is totally my reaction. If at any time in life I find myself sitting side by side with Choi Min-ho, I promise you, you've never seen my knees raised that high. You've never seen somebody break a world record the way I will do. This is how I will look running away from him. I would run so fast. And it's not because I would be scared of Minho. It's more like I'm not mentally prepared, so I need to run away from the situation because emotionally I can't handle what's going on in this very moment. Oh, yeah. Like, as I'm running, I'd be like, I love you so much! Oh my God! Like, that would be me running. Elbows and assholes is all he would see of me. He would actually probably be confused. He's like, wasn't there a lady sitting next to me a moment ago? And everybody would be like, yeah, she just sprinted out the room real quick, but that's her smoke trail that you're seeing there. That would be me. I would book. I would book. And so, yeah. I would not be prepared. You have to tell me ahead of time. Speaking of people meeting their faves, Katie had a sit down with Key. She won a fan meet because she did a go. And so she got to sit down with Key. I don't know how she kept it together. If it was me, I would have freaked the fuck out. Also, I'm also super corny, so I would have tried to ask like some like faux deep question. I would have made things super awkward. I'd be like, so thank you for being an advocate for mental health. Like, it would have been awful. It would have been the most uncomfortable conversation for any 2 people. So yeah, no, I'm glad that I did not even attempt a fan sign because I would be the worst. I'm the worst person to talk. Also, like, I feel like I don't have much to talk about to Key. Like, because Key's not my bias in Chinese, so I really don't have much to say to him. And Minho, we would have a language barrier anyway, so it would be a very difficult thing for us to have. But I think I would ask, like, if I was going to sit down with Minho, questions I would ask him, like, you know, now that you are back home, I see that you're doing a lot of different activities. What do you see being your main activity outside of Shiny group activities? Is it the acting? Is it, you know, the best choice team? Like, what is it you see as being your primary thing? If you're me, Key saw Solomon number. You should have got to Katie before she met Key. If I had to sit down with Onu, oh my gosh, if I had to sit down with Onu, I would really have a horrible conversation with him because I'd be like, what makes a good leader to you? Do you feel like you've been a good leader? Like, or else I think you're a good leader. Do you think you've been a good leader? And what tips do you have for other people who are leaders of groups? You know, I don't know, how to be a leader in your own life. Like, those would be the questions I would have, perhaps. Also, like, I would ask any of the members of Shiny, how do you feel about aging in entertainment? Like, how long do you see yourself going on music shows before you cut that shit out? Like, is there an expiration date for this thing? And that is something, like, I'm actually truly interested in because I don't watch music shows anymore. I used to watch music shows. I don't anymore. But you very rarely see older acts on music show. It's almost always people under 30 or maybe people up to 35 if Super Junior's in the room. But for the most part, it's really young people. So what is the cutoff age? What is the age where an idol becomes something else and they're no longer promoting themselves on music shows? Like, what's the next thing to happen if Taemin wants a music career that lasts past his 20s? What is that next thing for him? Because I really don't know. This is, in terms of this being a thing in Korea, this is uncharted territory for me because when I came into second gen, everybody was still on music shows. And as people have started to like leave behind idolhood, a lot of different things have happened. You know, we've had people that have gone into being like VJs, or as they call them in Korea, BJs, which I get that they them BJs because it means broadcast jockey, but in America, if you call someone a BJ, anyone over the age of about maybe 14 is going to believe that you're talking about something completely different. So, yeah. But like people have gone into being BJs. People have gone on to show up in variety. There's people who are doing radio. But like I don't know of any second gen artists who, after leaving idolhood, just became like serious Korean singers who don't promote on music shows. I don't know anybody who's doing that. So what is that path out of idolhood? What does that look like? Especially for a group like Shiny. What does that look like? Key will always have a career. Like at this point, if Key never releases any more music, he ain't got to because he's got Amazing Saturday. So that's a thing for him. And Amazing Saturday is going to then turn into another variety show. And probably in another 15 years, Key is going to be the new weekly idol. Like that's going to be him because he's just got that kind of personality. He's got that kind of love for what other young people are doing. He's got his past. So I definitely see that for him. But Taemin, when Taemin stops doing idol stuff, like when he stops showing up on MCore and stuff like that, what does Taemin's career look like? I sincerely don't know. I don't know. So that's kind of like an unanswered question in my mind that I have about this whole thing. But outside of that, good album. I love the packaging. I think this is beautiful. I'm very impressed with everything I've received so far. I can't wait to buy 2 more copies. Yeah, I guess so. Even though is Kwangi still doing variety? Is he still doing well with variety? I feel like he was on a show that I don't watch anymore. So I don't know how Kwangi is doing. I know he's at the military, but I don't know how he's doing. Um, an album I should be talking about since we're talking about albums that came out. aespa had their mini album come out. I listened to it on Spotify. I'm assuming that maybe there's like some CD only tracks. I hope so because Next Level and Black Mamba were not on the mini according to Spotify. Um, but yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm gonna buy it. Like, don't get me wrong, I am gonna buy it, but I'm not a fan. I think I'm gonna have to take a few more listens, maybe. I might have to listen to aespa's album a little bit more. I will say the girls' voices sound great. Like I was listening to it, I'm like, wow, the vocalist in this group, very strong vocalist. But the songs on the mini, I just I don't think it's for me. I don't think it's for me. And I think it's a matter of I think at this point it's a matter of me not really getting it because I'm old. Like, I don't think that the music is bad. I don't think that at all. I'm more convinced that it's just I'm old, and because I'm old, I don't get it. And I'm willing to eat that. Like, there's a lot of people who act like, "Oh, the music back in my day was the best music, and music nowadays is just tacky and tasteless and horrible." I'm not that person at all. I honestly believe there comes a time in everyone's life where sometimes your mind just gets a little bit old and you just don't get stuff. And I really think for me, I don't get aespa's mini album. I like their voices though. Like, I can honestly, listening to the songs, especially like Yippee, I was listening to it, I'm like, oh, they have beautiful voices. These girls can really belt it out and sing. But I don't like this song. So, yeah, I'm hoping that I can listen to it a little bit more and maybe gain a better appreciation of it. But also, I don't want to fuck up my Spotify end of the year stuff. So that's why I'm just kind of like, so I'm gonna buy the mini. I'm gonna listen to it when it comes in. Also, I'm just gonna get it because I feel like what's gonna happen with them is kind of what happened with Red Velvet, that I didn't love the first Red Velvet mini, the ice cream cake mini. I wasn't like, oh, this is the best thing ever. And then later on, I'm like, this is my group. So I'm hoping that's what happens with aespa. But yeah, I'm one of the few people who is not a next level supremacist. And I'm one of the few people who's not a Black Mamba supremacist. Like, there's a lot of people who are like, Black Mamba was a misunderstood greatness. And there was a lot of people who are like, a whole bunch of people who are like, Next Level is one of the best songs SM has released in a really long time. And I'm not saying your opinions are wrong, because music is subjective rather than objective. I'm just saying that for me, it's not enough. But I can tell from listening to those songs, these girls have got it. Like, they don't kind of got it, they got it. They've got the talent. But I just, no, this is not me calling you out, Mason, because Next Level wouldn't be charting the way it is if it wasn't for the fact that it's that good of a song. So like, I'm willing to call out my own iron ears. Like, I'm not getting it, but that doesn't mean it's not good. I think that it's a good song in terms of like quality production, and obviously the chart performance backs up the fact that this song is well loved and well received. It's just one of those things where I personally don't listen to it over and over again. It's not been a grower for me. So I'm waiting for the moment that aespa does something that I'm going to look at and be like, you got me. You got me. And I just don't know when that will be. Also, while we're talking about it, I've mentioned it very briefly. Go back and listen to Red Velvet's Ice Cream Cake Mini. If it's been a while since you've listened to the Ice Cream Cake Mini, go ahead and go back and listen to it. It's actually really, really good. I remember listening to it and thinking, I like 4 songs on here, and 2 of them are title tracks. But I've gone back and listened to it very recently, and it's really good. It's really good. And it's a Velvet mini. I did not realize that the first time I listened to it. The first time I listened to it, I'm like, oh, are they showing us their red side? I can't wait to hear their Velvet side. No, that mini is a Velvet mini. Like, it is. If you go back and listen to it, that ice cream cake mini is a Velvet mini. But yeah, like, go back and listen to Ice Cream Cake. You will be very surprised at how good it is. It is really, really good. But listening to it holds up super well. Something Kind of Crazy is great, isn't it? I can't believe Red Velvet got 2 MVs with that MV, with that mini, but aespa didn't. I think the reason why aespa didn't get 2 MVs with their mini is because SM doesn't do that anymore. Like, straight up, I think that's just what it is. There used to be a time when K-pop companies would release more than one video for an album. That time has come and gone. Like, maybe a BTS might. Like, BTS did Black Swan and for the On the Map of the Soul. 7. But most of the time, a lot of these K-pop companies, they do one video per release. And so I'm not surprised that aespa didn't have more than one video, because that's just not a thing SM does anymore. Because I want to say back when they did 2 videos for Ice Cream Cake, it wasn't that far away from when they did 2 videos for the Exact album. Because they did Lucky Ones and Monster at the same time. And SM's never going to do anything like that ever again. So feeling any kind of bitterness or upset about that is really misplaced, because that's just not the way that the industry functions anymore. Man, can you remember? Do you guys remember that? Here I am. I'm back in old lady stand hours. You're just going to have to cope with it. Do you guys remember the fact that SM released videos for both Lucky Ones and Monster at the same time? And that back then, we thought there was legitimate competition between which song was the better one. Actually, I remember listening to both of them, and on first listen, I'm like, I think I like Lucky Ones a little bit more because it's more disco. And now, like, I think about Monster, and I'm just like, what was I smoking? Was I high? Was I high? Was I sick? Were my ears not working? Because now I think about Monster, and like, she got me going crazy. Whoop. Like, come on. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? My God. Monster. Seriously. Wow. I don't know. But anyway, those days are long gone. It's never going to happen again. No need of thinking about it anymore. Hell, do you remember when SM decided that they weren't going to allow Wolf to be the only song that they promote for that stupid album? You're right. ATEEZ does multi-MVs. The difference is ATEEZ is weird. ATEEZ is really weird, and people don't talk about this enough. We should be talking about this. ATEEZ has done double MVs for every single project they've put out since day one. Since day one. No one else in K-pop is doing that. I don't know why it's a thing. Not only that, but like, they do the double MVs, but they pretend like, hey guys, you get to decide which of these singles is going to be the actual lead single. They've already made up in their minds what the lead single is. But they still insist on doing this whole, you pick your favorites. But we're going to release both the MVs anyway. So what does it even fucking matter? But yeah, ATEEZ is weird that that's the way that they promote their stuff. As if they really are going to give all of us a vote. It's not true. They're lying to us. But yeah, ATEEZ is strange, and not enough people talk about how that's such a very different strategy than anybody else out there. Like, no one else is doing that. The only group, you know what? I forgot one major exception. Let me run that back. I talked about BTS being the exception. The other exception is Blackpink. Blackpink is also the only other group in K-pop that releases multiple videos for a single project. Because they released, 3 videos for their last album? For the album? Am I correct? They did 3 videos for that album, which is unheard of. It's unheard of. The only K-pop group that ever did anything like that, honestly, was Big Bang. Big Bang was known for releasing multiple videos for their projects. In fact, the Made album, I think they had a video for every single song on that project except for one. But yeah, Blackpink, they do multiple videos for a single project because they aren't coming back for a really long time. So you better eat now because you're going to be hungry for a minute. Also, since we're talking about Blackpink, I don't want to say I told you so because I feel like I've spent a lot of this live talking to Mason, but I told you so. Money has legs. I was talking to Mason. I think we were talking to each other in the group chat, but when Lisa's solo first came out, I listened to both songs and I said, can we all agree that Money is the best song on this single album? And he's like, no, we don't. La Lisa is great. It's so catchy, so wonderful. I'm like, yeah, La Lisa is good, but I don't see myself singing La Lisa very often. But Money, on the other hand, that that song has legs. That song's got repeatability. And sure enough, I hear Money on my For You page for TikTok more than practically any other song from Korea. Like every once in a while, a little bit of Korean music will pop up on my For You page, but not a ton. But Money, on the other hand, especially because of Squid Game, I have seen so many edits regarding Squid Game with Money as the background for it, especially like the dollar bills, keep on falling at me. I love the way it feels. That part, I hear that all the time. Or the I came here to drop some money, dropping all my money, drop some money, all is but so yummy. Like, I hear that so much. Lisa, I'm not saying that YG doesn't get it. I'm just saying Money should have been the title track. I'm just saying Money should have been the title track. Because that song is so flipping good. Okay, TXT also has multiple MVs and has since debut. TXT does do multiple MVs, but they do multiple MVs in terms of like, how do I put this? They do like the album sampler and then they do like the title track, but they don't tend to do very many for a release if there's not a repackage. Like this last one, the Together one, I think they did one video and then they did a repack song. I don't think they did two videos for the original. I think they did one for the original and one for the repack. At least that's where my mind is going. And then like the Blue Hour mini, I think they only did the video for Blue Hour, right? They might be doing two. But you don't see Twice doing two. You don't really see... Oh, that's right. They did have one for Magic. You don't really see a lot of other companies doing more. Like, you're not going to see After School and Weekly doing two. You're not going to see Twice doing two. I don't think Stray Kids usually does two for their projects, but I also don't follow Stray Kids, so don't quote me on that. Most people just do the one. E-Hi did multiple songs for her, multiple videos for her release, but E-Hi's release is also a very interesting rollout. I'm not sure what's going on with E-Hi's rollout with AOMG. They did one song. They waited a long time to do anything else with her. And then when her album came out, I think they did like 3 videos for that. So it was very interesting that they like, one song, radio silence, and then for the videos. E-Hi's new album is gorgeous, by the way. If you haven't listened to it already, not a single drop in quality from her YG days. Like, it really is a quality production. I can't speak highly enough of it. E-Hi still got it. She's got the voice. She's got the presence. All she's done is mature. She sounds more confident than she's ever sounded before. She sounds wonderful. I'm so proud of our girl. But... oh, I read a really weird stat the other day, and I'm sorry, if it's true, what the fuck is going on? Okay, so apparently the best-selling P Nation albums are Hyuna and Dawn, and then Pinamico. That's the top 3. And then underneath that are all the releases that Crush has done on P Nation. And I'm sorry, I'm shocked that Pinamico has sold more copies with P Nation than Crush has. That feels completely wrong. Not that Pinamico is not talented, but who's listening to Pinamico over Crush? Seriously, I mean that with my whole heart. Who's listening to Pinamico over Crush? Why is Pinamico selling more albums than Crush is on P Nation? Like, I'm buying everything that Crush is releasing with P Nation, sight unseen. Everything. I'm like, give it to me. I'll take it. It's mine. Pinamico, I didn't even buy Dry Flower. I don't understand that. I don't. Okay, so Sarah says that she'd rather listen to Pinamico over Crush. Girl, what? Why? Can you explain to the class? Because I don't get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Pinamico is not talented. I would never say that. That would be a lie. But personally, I find his voice quite nasally, and I cannot listen to a full album of that. Whereas, like, I could listen to the full album of Crush any time of the day or night. Yeah, he's got an album called Dry Flower. Go listen to it. It came out a few months ago. But yeah, I'm shocked. Shocked and surprised. Never wanted to buy a Crush album? Ah, Sarah! I'm so shocked. How did you end up on my channel? Because obviously we don't listen to the same things. Like Crushes from Sunrise, from Midnight to Sunrise. That album has such legs for me. It's probably my second favorite release Crush has ever done. Um, my first favorite, of course, is always going to be Crush on You. Crush's debut is just so perfect. It's so wonderful that it's always going to be number one. But I think from Midnight to Sunrise, Sunrise to Midnight, Midnight to Sunrise, that for me is got to be my second favorite thing he's ever done. And then my third favorite thing he's ever done is the Her album. The Her album with all the collabs with different women artists, it's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Like it's just style-wise, it's really pretty. The writing is good. It's just got a lot of really interesting tone changes. Oh man. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to listen to that later on tonight. So happy for Yana and Dawn. I did like it, so I guess their duo is doing well. I don't. And I'm surprised that my Dean unboxing brought you here. That's strange because I feel like that unboxing happened 5 lifetimes ago. Oh, Dean. Oh, let me talk about that bullshit real quick. Also, yes, Hyuna and Dawn, they're big sellers for P Nation. Apparently, they are like printing money for P Nation. And Hyuna's new haircut, very, very cute. There's a bunch of pictures that her and Dawn posted recently on Instagram of her with like this kind of like bob haircut, and it's kind of a washed out kind of orangey red color, and she has very little makeup on. She looks amazing. It's the best I've seen her look in a really long time. I really, really dig it. But let's talk about some bullshit that happened the other day. The other day, Dean posted to his Instagram story, was like, I'm working hard on music. And everyone and their grandmother was like, Dean's coming out with a new album, guys. Oh my God, can you believe it? We're getting a new Dean album. Oh my gosh. I'm like, are y'all new here? Is this your first time in the building? Like, did you learn about Dean last year? Is that why you believe that this is something that's going to happen? Like, honestly, Dean, much like CL, I need a video to come out and I need the album to come out before I'll buy the album. Because the video doesn't mean anything. Because Instagram was supposed to be the second album. And never happened. Never happened. He did the song with Sully. He did the other song where he was like in a parking garage howling. He's done all kinds of stuff. An album has yet to materialize. That man could hold a CD in his hand and get on Instagram and say, this is my new album, guys. It's coming to the stores tomorrow. Until I actually am on here unboxing that album, I'm not going to believe it's real. I will actually pay for it and sit in my house, wait for it to come, and all the time I'll be thinking, I bet I'm going to get an email canceling this shit. I bet it was a lie. I bet it was a lie. That man doesn't tell the truth. That man doesn't tell the truth. And I wonder if he understands how much that's affecting his fan base. Because let's be honest, that shit is demoralizing. I quit following Dean because what for? What for? Like, I'm still following him technically on Instagram, but like, I never check his account. What for? He's not talking about anything. He's not going to give us nothing. He did a really gorgeous song for GQ. So he has a record label, and he has this one lady that signed up on his record label that does music, and he and that girl did a song together for GQ Korea. The song is gorgeous. It's really, really nice. He didn't even put it on Spotify. That's how fucking irritating he is. He does this really gorgeous song, and you can't even listen to it on streaming platforms because he just doesn't give a fuck about his fan base at all. And I'm just tired of it. I mean, I have tried to understand over the years where he's coming from. I've tried to understand that he wasn't comfortable being cast as an idol. I tried to understand that he wasn't comfortable with people focusing on his looks. I tried to understand that he's an artist and he's sensitive about his shit, and that, you know, people have such big expectations that he's afraid to put out the music because everybody's expectations are so big. But at this point, why are you even telling us that you're working on anything? If you are so if you're so stressed or have so much anxiety about people having expectations about you, give them nothing, sis. Give them no expectations. Say fuck it, you'll never hear from me again, and just keep it moving. And then pull a Beyonce and then in the middle of the night have an album on streaming. But to continue to tell people I'm working on it, look out, I got new material coming out all the time, every day I'm putting out new songs, don't do that. Don't do that. Because it just feels at this point like you're fucking around with us. Like at this point, you don't even mean it. You're just saying some shit to be saying some shit. And I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. Call me when you're really about something. But until then, keep me out of it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm so fucking frustrated with that guy. It's obscene. I'm so fucking frustrated with that guy. And then CL's album, I can't wait to see unboxings of that, because again, it's another one where like I'll believe it when I see somebody else that I know confirm it. When Mason does his unboxing and he's actually pulling out the CD from the burlap sack, then I'll believe that CL's album is coming out. But until then, fairy tales and fables. Fairy tales, fables, tall tales, mythology, you know, ancient text, runes, anything that like something that was foretold but it didn't actually happen, like the epic tale of Gilgamesh. Like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, because he has done this to us so many times that at this point I don't believe it. I don't believe it from either one of them. And it sucks. I don't think that CL or Dean or some of these other artists that wait a really long time to feed material to the public, I don't think they realize how much this affects our relationships with them. Because there are people who are like super insistent and super insensitive and are like, I don't care about what's going on in your personal life. I want you to release stuff for me. Yeah, that consumer absolutely does exist. But there's also people who have like real sincere hearts for their artists and who are willing to wait. Who, if the artist said, I'm not doing it no more, they would take it on the chin and they'd keep it moving. Those people exist. I'm one of those people. I had made up my mind after Junghyun passed that like if Shiny never wanted to do another Shiny album, I was just gonna live with that reality and I was never gonna be mad, because it was just such a tough circumstance. But now you've got artists like CL and Dean who keep telling you it's coming, and it's coming, and it's not. Hell, the track list for CL's album, all the shit she worked on before, none of that's going to be on this new one. None of it's there. Why? Why? Because there were people who liked those songs. So why not include them on this project? I don't get it, and it's super frustrating, and I wish better. I really do. I wish better, because I just want to love these people. That's all I want. I just want to love these people, and they don't provide me any room to do so. But when Crush gets out the military, I'm going to buy copies of his album, and I'm going to love on him, and I'm going to tell him how pretty he is, and I'm going to tell him how much I enjoy him and his girlfriend, and how happy I am that one of my favorite solo singers is also dating one of my favorite girl group members, and we're all going to be happy together. Fuck these people with their non-existent deadlines. I am going to stick with the ones who actually stand and deliver. I can already tell you, the first year Crush is out the military, he's probably going to do 3 projects. He's probably going to do a Welcome Home project. He's probably going to do I'm Fucking Joy from Red Velvet. And he's probably going to do another project that's going to be like, because the year is ending and I wanted to give everybody a Christmas present. Like, he's going to actually deliver. Whereas these other ones, it'll be a cold day in hell before we see anything from them, probably. Let's not even talk about whether or not Minzy's ever going to come out with anything physical ever again. Probably not. Probably not. YG ruins people. Not that Dean was on YG, but right, YG ruins people. The only person who's like managed to like release stuff on the regular after like going to YG, Zion T. I have been pleasantly surprised. Zion T doesn't release all the time, but he releases more regularly on YG than he ever did on Amoeba Culture. I think we got 2 releases from him on Amoeba Culture. And he's done, what, 3 projects on YG so far? That's amazing. That's actually pretty outstanding. So, yeah, he seems to be doing okay. Is he supposed to be going to the military soon? I don't know. I haven't checked recently. I feel like he should be going to the military soon. But I don't know. Anyway, I don't really have much else to talk about. There hasn't been much going on in K-pop that I've been super excited about lately. Honestly, I'm ready for this season, this year to be over. Don't get me wrong. There's been some good music that came out in 2021, but maybe it's because I'm not at the house anymore. I'm out in public now that I feel like the music just hasn't been doing it for me. Twice. I haven't listened to Twice's project. I listened to their English song and I don't know the girl's name. I wish I knew her name now. She's got short hair. She's one of the more popular members of Twice. Cannot remember her name for some reason. But when she sings, she sticks out her tongue to sing. And so when she's, yeah, I already talked about how I felt about Espa. When she sings, I want to be very clear. I do not feel comfortable criticizing someone's English because the girls from Twice speak better English than I'll ever speak Korean. That is a fact. Their pronunciation will always be better than my pronunciation could ever be. But every time that girl would sing, she would stick out her tongue at the end of letters. And I'm like, how that letter doesn't, you don't make that mouth shape to pronounce that word. So where is that coming from? And I guess it must be from like phonetic Korean that's where that tongue thing comes from. But yeah, uh, it is in English. It is in English. It is in English. It's in English. Yeah, it's in English. Technically speaking, it is English. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go because I need to cook dinner. I was supposed to do that earlier, but I thought I'd get on here and talk about these albums first. As always, I wish you all the very, very best. I hope you're keeping safe. I hope you're keeping healthy. I hope the people around you are keeping healthy. Let's see. I should leave you all with something fun. I know some of the people here know about the Reddit board about Am I the Asshole? And I like that board. I think it's funny because there's a lot of people who are very obviously liars that come on that board. And it makes me happy when they get exposed. Like, there's some people that tell stories that are so freaking horrible and unbelievable. Good evening. That it's just like, there's no fucking way this actually happened. But every once in a while, you'll read a story on there that actually has happened. And it's just so wonderful to see when just desserts are delivered. And currently, my favorite, Am I the Asshole, was the girl who decided that she was going to help her friend out by being her friend's wedding photographer. Even though she mostly takes pictures of like pets, she's like, you know what, for $250, I'll show up to your wedding. I'll work all freaking day long and give you the best pictures I can. That'll be my wedding gift to you, is that I will give you less than minimum wage rates for me working your wedding. Well, the girl who she's friends with, the bride, obviously doesn't know that she married a jackass for a groom, because apparently, since she was going to photograph the wedding, they decided to not give her a seat in the reception, to not save her a plate in the reception, and the groom wouldn't even let her drink water because she was on duty as the wedding photographer. She was not a guest. And so, as revenge, after being there for several hours, she basically flipped her camera around and said, "Oh, I can't have anything to eat or drink? Delete all," and deleted all of the photos that she took at the wedding. And social media was kind of like, "That was wrong. You shouldn't have done that." With other people like, "Actually, what you should have done is you should have shat in their wedding cake." There was a lot of different opinions. But that person recently posted an update to their story on Reddit. And they said that they reached out to the bride and that apparently the groom had told the bride that the photographer's camera had went out, and that's the reason why they don't have any photos of the wedding. And then they explained to the bride what actually happened, and they agreed to reschedule a private photo shoot with the bride and the groom in their outfits with their rings, and just do like a staged photo shoot to replace the photos that were deleted, and they were going to do it for the same $250. And so I leave you this evening with one ask, just for thought. If you were the photographer, would you have agreed to reshoot photos for $250? Or would you have said, you need to hire a professional wedding photographer? Because if it was me, personally, my response would have been, "Girl, I have loved being your friend, and when you and your man break up, come holler at your girl. But until such time, you need to hire a professional, because I can't be involved in this bullshit, especially not if he's lying on my name." That would have been my response, but I would love for you in the comment section to leave what your response would have been, because I have a feeling that I am the pettiest person in the room. Like, I not only would have, like I said, I would have deleted the photographs right there in front of his face. I also would have whispered to my homegirl, "Your man is a jerk. I'm leaving. I deleted all your wedding photos. We aren't friends anymore." Like, that would have been me personally, but I feel like the rest of y'all have a much more forgiving nature. So, in that theme, food for thought. Your friend, $250, wedding photos. Would you do it? Would you do the reshoot? Talk to you guys later. Bye!